All right, welcome back, everybody. Got the new bench basically set up here. This is kind of a test video just to show you what's been going on in the background and to also see how the sound is in this new space. Make sure the videos are going to work out okay, that there's enough light. Got the new bench set up. Took a little longer than I expected, but here we are. You can see we've got the Fender Deluxe reverb we were working on before that still needs some new plate resistors, capacitors, the tremolo tuned up, and a couple other things. But we've got the essentials here, so kind of wanted to walk you through what I view as an essential setup for a workbench, just real quick, and use that as a way to test out a video in the new shop. So we've got our Variac here. This is a lab volt. This is not the typical one that you normally see people have. But this basically allows me to ramp up the AC voltage between 0 and 120 volts. I can give a more in-depth view of this. This lab volt equipment was like old classroom lab equipment. But you can find this stuff on eBay pretty easily. Have my 8 ohm 300 watt dummy load that I threw together one day. Yeah, pretty straightforward. I'm going to build a new one of these at some point though. I have a couple individually 250 watt resistors, so we'll make one that can handle a little bit more power. Got the Fluke 87V, great multimeter, total overkill for the kind of stuff we do. Got my solder, got the soldering iron, the Hacko. This is the 888, FX888. You can see where I accidentally zapped it with my iron one day. Got the rework station in case we get into any SMD stuff, need to get some chips out. Solder suckers, never can have enough of those. Got the deoxit and the fader lube, the drill battery on the charger there, bunch of tubes ready to go. Light bulb limiter, again, threw this together as quick as possible about 15 years ago and have been meaning to make a new one ever since, but I'll walk you guys through that at some point. This basically makes it so we can hook up a amplifier when we don't know if there's a short circuit or not, and the light bulb will act as a limiting device. So if there is a short circuit, we don't blow the fuse. Got the tube tester kind of packed away just for use case as needed. Bunch of tools ready to go. Let's see what else. Chopsticks, always good for probing circuits. Writing utensils. X-Acto blade you've seen me use more times than I wish I would have to. Actually have the function generator and the oscilloscope ready to go this time. Wasn't using these the last year or so, but as I've said in other videos, kind of ready to go back to doing things the right way. So I'll be showing you guys how to do tests with these. And these are cheap versions of these devices. You really don't need anything fancy for the kind of work we're doing when we're working on guitar amplifiers. Just get what you can afford. 2 channels on a scope is great. But you don't worry about like, this is a 60 megahertz. You really do not need a high value for the kind of stuff we're working on. Audio signals only go up to about 20K. So basically anything you find is going to be more than enough. You typically want 10 times that for sampling. 10 times the 20 kilohertz, that is. These are a couple of voltmeters that we might use for measuring current and voltage. Got these a long time ago from my brother when he was getting rid of some stuff. So I might implement these to read some stuff when we need more than just the one fluke. LCR meter, I use this for measuring ESR on caps occasionally. Or it works really great for capacitor values that are very small in the picofarad range. These other meters are not as good at that. Yeah. heat gun for heat shrink, my makeshift amp stand here. Got the power station for testing amps. Gonna be going through a little Bogner 1x12 for doing audio tests along with the power station. Yeah, going to have to see how loud we can actually get in this space, but I think it'll be okay. And then over here, this is going to be like a secondary burn-in station. So this is my older scope, Tektronix 475. And then I've got this other audio generator. I might need to rebuild this in terms of replacing the electrolyte caps that are in there. But the intention there is that if I have an amp that I've worked on, I'll hook it up in this space, potentially to that dummy load, and then just let it sit with a sine wave on it for a few hours, see if anything pops up generated from heat issues or anything like that. Have some extra bins up there, never gonna have enough of those. Not much else for now. Lights. This holds the phone for the overhead shots. And I usually keep my pliers and cutters just right here, a couple sets, just because I can never find them when I need them. I think that's about it. Eventually we'll be setting up the secondary bench here, again, as a either a secondary workstation for burn-in or for doing some guitar work as needed. But we'll see how that goes in the future. Okay, so with that, gonna jump back into some work. Yeah, let me know if you have any questions, if you want to see anything else about this setup. Otherwise, we'll just see how it goes down here. Outside of the garage. Feels a little weird. But a couple amps and we'll get in the groove. All right, thanks for watching. We'll see you on the next one.